Sideshow Con is upon us, but will it be different this year than previous years? Hey, it's Chris the Batman Statue Collector. Welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. And as of the recording of this, Sideshow Con started yesterday. And so it's going Monday through the end of the week. And Sideshow Con is, if you are new to collecting, it is basically the online presence of Sideshow to produce and to show us new things that are coming out from not only themselves, but also the people they distribute for. So Prime One Studio, Tweeterhead, and so on and so forth. And in the old days, it used to be at San Diego Comic-Con. And I was lucky enough to attend the very last one that they ever had at San Diego Comic-Con. It was always a dream of mine to actually go to that event. I always used to watch them online and just be, you would see the personalities like Susan and stuff talking about all the different stuff. And it was just great because it was really all their new stuff. It was all their new bells and whistles, things to get excited about. And they've kind of shied a little bit away from that aspect of it. Sometimes they show things that they already have in stock and stuff like that. But we do get to see new things often. And the format, though, I feel like it's going to be a little bit different this year. And that was very present or obvious to me with their live stream. On Monday, they basically did a 20-minute pre-taped type of presentation. And it was a little bit more polished. It was a little bit more streamlined than what they would usually do. They would usually do it more like a live, they would go through the booth and talk about each piece, kind of like the old school way they did it. But this week, and I don't know what it's going to look like the rest of the week, but the Monday version was about gaming. And they featured a giant Pikachu, which is, great for, Pikachu collectors. They also had a great example of a couple of Prime 1 pieces as well. And that was really neat. I thought that, obviously we got to see it in the Next Level showcase, but now we actually get to see how massive this Thor character is. And it just looks absolutely fantastic to me. But we did get to see some of the bells and whistles in terms of the games. But it was only like 20 minutes long. And so that was very different because usually it was like an hour-long presentation, again, going through the booth, talking about all the different pieces. And then throughout the week, they would reset the booth and we would get to see new stuff. And so maybe Monday and Tuesday would be the same type of things. They would do another live stream later in the evening to kind of talk more about the pieces. So it does feel like they're going to be doing things a little bit differently this particular week. But it did get me thinking after seeing the presentation is maybe they're trying to, people's, we're used to watching shorts. We're used to watching reels on Instagram. We're used to that bum. Maybe that's why they did a 20-minute video. And again, I don't know if that's going to be the format for the rest of the week. Time will tell. But it'll be interesting to see if they continue that format. And maybe that's why, is maybe show less product in a quicker format to get people's attention and then move on to the next thing. That might be a smart power play by Sideshow. And again, I don't know if that's what they're doing, but maybe that's kind of the impression that I got today while watching that. And again, it was always neat to see new things, whether it's a Pikachu. I have no interest in Pikachu, although I did play Pokemon Go with my family a number of years ago, which was a lot of fun. But it was one of those things where I'm like, I don't care about that, but it's still cool to see new product. I love to see what they're coming up with. And it got me thinking too about what might come out. Like, what do we want to see this year? What do you want them to surprise us with? And so that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. But I also want to remind everybody that Wednesday of this week, we are having Rogues Gallery Live, our auction show. So please make sure you tune in, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Always a lot of really great stuff. And I know this time we have a lot of great stuff lined up. So please make sure you join us live, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for our live auction show. It's going to be a blast, okay? So with that said, let's talk a little bit about our wants. What would we like to see? And of course, I've seen a lot of people talk about Man-Bat. That's one that, of course, if you're a follower of this channel, you probably want that piece, that premium format from Sideshow. Obviously, it's a good piece that people are excited about. We had Anthony Mestis on from Sideshow talking about that piece, that they already have it painted up. And I think photographed at that point. So we should definitely see it. I'm at least assuming during Sideshow Con. I think we'll probably see it next to the Riddler maybe, because I would think the Riddler is getting closer to production. And so Man-Bat is number one on my list, but would we like to see something else as well? Absolutely, of course. And so what characters would I want to see maybe in terms of Batman villains if they do a next to Batman, next to Man-Bat? I don't know. How about a Mad Hatter? How cool would that be? Mad Hatter would be pretty neat. Maybe a new Killer Croc. That would be neat. I don't think that they'll do Clayface after they just did the Clayface with the Batgirl piece. I don't know. Those are the ones I could definitely see them maybe tackling. So, again, I'm going to turn it over to you guys. What do you guys want to see in terms of Batman villains? But obviously, I think we'll probably see some Marvel stuff. We might even see some Star Wars Mythos stuff. Maybe in terms of Batman, I actually forgot that they were doing those Batman Mythos pieces. They've already kind of teased that. And they also did an Aquaman tease. So I think that they might show us some of those Mythos pieces if they're that far in development. I know that they had some initial sketches and things that they've teased us with. So I think there's a good chance that we might see that. But yeah, definitely I think we'll see some Star Wars stuff. Obviously, we'll probably see some more gaming things, maybe some anime type stuff. I know I was talking with certain companies, and I know that they're going to be represented during the show. And so I don't want to like spoil anything yet, but I think that there'll definitely be some more things. Obviously, we saw Prime 1 Studio represented on Monday, and so that's always exciting. But it is interesting to see the kind of the different format that they're working with this time. But it is exciting to even like think about what would we like to see if we have these ideal wants, which would we want to pick? So let me know in the comments down below. I just think it's awesome. It's always a fun, exciting week. And if there's anything pressing for Rogues Gallery, we will talk about it a little bit before we do the auction. So if there's any breaking news or anything like that on Wednesday, but definitely tune in because it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll continue to talk about Sideshow Con throughout the rest of the week, update you if there's anything exciting, at least if I feel like there's anything exciting. Probably won't talk too much about Pokemon, but if there's a Batman reveal, you better darn well know I'm going to be doing a hit or miss video, a reaction video to that. So anyway, thanks again for being part of all this. Thank you for your continued viewership. I can't thank you guys enough. We are on the verge of 200,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and it is just unbelievable to me. And so thank you for your continued support. I love you guys, and I hope you're all doing great, and I hope you're enjoying Sideshow Con. And yeah, it's a great time to be a collector. I'll see you guys in the Batcave. Bye, everybody. You might think that Batman's greatest villain is the Joker, but it's actually Dust, and I've got the ultimate tool to help you with that. Of course, if you have any sort of collection, you guys know how hard it is to battle dust in your collection. We have makeup brushes, we have things that blow air, chemicals. Do not ever put chemicals on your collection, but this is from Clean My Collection, a very powerful tool. Listen to this thing. It sucks up dust like nobody's business. It's got super soft bristles, very similar to a makeup brush, but this is actually going to suck the dust up and get it out of your way. I use this thing weekly. Clean My Collection. I highly recommend it. It's super powerful, like I said. And if you use code BSC at checkout, you're going to save money. I highly recommend it. It's a great little tool to add to your collection. Again, Clean My Collection. Can't recommend it enough for your ultimate battle against dust in your collection. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.